Today, I'm going to show you guys the badge setup that I run for my Glitch 7.2 with Playmaking Takeover. Shout out to Ron Frazier for the video idea. As you can see on this, I'm not maxed out yet. I'm only a 93 overall. Obviously, my badges aren't maxed either at this point, but I can show you the gist of what I'm going to be doing once I get it maxed out and all that stuff. So first off, I want to let you know that I put my 2 extra badges, I have 7 extra badges to put into my build. I put 2 of them into finishing and 5 of them in a defense and rebound. I'm going to get another one at the end of the season here. I'm not really sure where I'm going to put that yet. I'm leaning more towards finishing, but again, not really sure. So we're just going to get right into this. I'm going to show you the badge setups for Rec, Pro-Am, and Park. So we're going to start with Rec here. For takeovers, you're going to run team ratings boost to make sure that your team obviously gets their attributes up, makes more shots off of that. Then your secondary takeover, you're going to run post daggers. So that's going to help you with your hooks. Make sure you get open once you get the ball in the post, as well as letting your team know, hey, I can score in the post. Like, I'm not just a screen bot, I'm not just a rebounder. And then for all of these builds, your perk's going to be Accelerator. There's no question about that. You need team's rating boost as fast as possible. The actual attribute boost from Playmaking will not help you. So you need to activate this takeover as soon as possible. So now we're going to get into the badges here. For finishing, you're going to upgrade back down Punisher to Gold, as well as Dream Shake and Drop Stepper. Again, you're a post scorer, you need to be able to score in the post. And for this, you're going to have Grace Under Pressure at Hall of Fame, as well as Fast Twitch. This is not up for debate. You need this at the highest badge level you can possibly get. And I'm still missing 16 badge points here, so I'm just going to show you what I would run if I was at 35. I'm going to have Fearless Finisher on Bronze, as well as Post-Hook Specialist. Fearless Finisher is a nice badge to have. It's not really necessary, but as you can see there, you can finish better with contact, which is going to be likely. You're an inside center. And then for Hook Specialist, you're going to be hitting post hooks pretty much every game, just because of the way defense is played in the Rec. People aren't very good. They're not going to contest them. They're not going to be ready for them. So this makes it a lot easier for you to green it, which is important for actually hitting your hooks. And you're going to want to put Joel Embiid's post hook animation on. It's the best animation in the game in terms of getting open, as well as green ability. Like in terms of actually timing it and making it, the hook actually looks like it would be timed there for you to green it. So that's what you're gonna run if you're gonna shoot hooks in a Rec. Then you're gonna put Lob City Finisher on Bronze. You don't really need that. Again, it's the same as Fearless, but it does help in terms of like actually finishing it, making sure that you catch a majority of them so people keep throwing them to you. A lot of people aren't gonna expect a 7.2 to be able to catch oops. So if you're playing with people, or you can get on the mic and let them know, make sure, hey, I can catch oops. And then once you catch that first one, especially the contact oops, it's going to be all over with. So you're going to upgrade Posterizer and Rise Up to Hall of Fame. These aren't really essential. I've been catching bodies with Poster on Silver, but I know it's going to be even crazier once I get it up to Hall of Fame as well as Rise Up, especially in terms of post scoring. So we're actually not going to get Postman Tech, because in the Rec, the spacing's horrible. People always help down on post scorers. You're not going to be able to get the ball and do anything. It's going to be really difficult in terms of actually completing a post spin and then getting to the basket and scoring off of it, especially considering post spins were nerfed very heavily and they always get boxed up unless you're going up against like a guard or something that got switched on you. We're also not going to run Mouse in the House here because, for one, a lot of the Rec centers are really tall. They're going to be either your height or taller at 7'3". And for 2, Mouse in the House is not going to work for this build except for against builds that are 6'10" or under. You're not going to be going up against a lot of 6'10" or unders unless somebody's in a bad situation. They got screwed over by matchmaking. So it's not very good for Rec. And then your last badge here, you're going to put Putback Boss on Bronze. It allows you to get the putback animations. It also helps you if you do get an offensive rebound and go back up. In combination with Dream Shake here, you're going to be looking pretty good in terms of actually making your putbacks. Then you apparently get a badge in Playmaking if you rebirth it. I don't believe it. If you upgrade this, obviously put it there. In terms of Playmaking, we're going to run Break Starter. For this, I don't have it yet. I don't have on my badge, or I didn't max out my attributes. So I will drop this down to bronze, and then this on bronze. And then the real badge setup is going to be break starter on bronze. Make sure you can make the passes. Not a badge you need. You have 90 pass accuracy, so you should, 90 pass accuracy. You should be fine. You need gold bullet, best badge in the game in terms of passing. Then you can upgrade diamond to gold. You do not need needle threader. It is a pretty much useless badge in terms of like actually making passes completable. My suggestion is to throw good passes, especially with the nerf to steals this patch or this season. You should be fine unless you're throwing something blind. And for the most part, even if you do have this on and you throw something blind, it's still gonna get picked off. So just don't do it. Glue hands is good for the stretch version of this build, but since I'm on the inside version, it's not very good. I'm not gonna need to catch the ball anywhere but inside, and then even then I'm gonna have to wait, all that stuff. Then we're gonna run floor general as high as we can. We're gonna put this on gold for the +3 for your entire team. And in conjunction with your playmaking takeover, you're gonna be giving your team a +7. So if people are missing shots when you're on the court, you just know they're bad randoms and there's no point to be mad. It's really all you can do about that. Especially given the fact that you probably won't be that involved in the offense. Just given how rec players play, they don't really feed the post or anything like that. You're gonna run this as high as you possibly can out the gate. So hopefully, if you have a rebirth, you for sure put floor general and break starter up. And then you can put an additional one in post playmaker or dimer, probably break starter to make sure you can RBLB it. But then after that, you're gonna get post playmaker to gold. Make sure you get that to gold for any offensive rebounds anytime you're in the post and they start doubling you. Again, making sure that your teammates can actually hit their shots. It's important to make rec randoms look good. Most of them aren't very good, but the game is very easy, especially with shooting. So if you can make them look good, you're gonna win a lot of games. Then we're gonna use our last point on special delivery here. I like to throw flashy passes and oops. It gets the team, excited, gets them moving around and stuff like that. And it also boosts everybody's takeover. I noticed my teammates are getting takeover a lot faster. Before, as you could see, I had it on silver here, and my teammates are getting their team takeover, all that stuff really quickly. Obviously, with the fact that they're able to hit more shots, very good for the team. And then for finishing, my perceived setup here is somewhere in between having Worm and Box on Hall of Fame, and then obviously dropping post lockdown, or putting these on gold, and then running something like Chase Down on silver and Interceptor on silver, some combination of that. But we'll see later on for the Pro-Am version of this build what we're going to do in that department. All right, so now we're on to the Pro-Am setup. We're going to go to takeovers and change it from post scoring back to a defense and rebounding one. My preference here is going to be the interior badge drop. It drops not even just the offensive badges, all of the badges of your opponents that get near you. So it's dropping your rebound chaser, it's dropping your bullet passer, your dimer, all that stuff. And when I play against it, it's incredibly annoying. Like, anytime somebody gets this takeover, they just make your player bad. It's like regressing it back to when it was a 90-something overall. It's incredibly annoying to deal with. It's really easy to get because you get enhanced boost from it for getting rebounds and blocks, which you're going to be getting a lot of. You also get it a boost to your takeover if you get any type of contest or stand up when somebody's trying to back you down. So this is probably the fastest badge or takeover combination to get, especially with Accelerator. So this is what I recommend for any type of Pro-Am player. So then we're going to go to the badge setup here. It's going to be a little bit different because, again, Pro-Am, just like the Rec, it's going to be hard to be an actual post scorer here. People aren't just going to allow it. So what you're going to do, you're going to put Back Down Punisher on silver and Drop Stepper on gold. You're actually going to put Dream Shake on Hall of Fame. Dream Shake works on any type of pump fakes under the rim. And if you're familiar with paint mashing, that's the way to score as a center in the Pro-Am. You're going to get the ball under the basket, and you can just pump fake them to death. You can make a contested one, especially with Hall of Fame Dream Shake. So you're going to be pretty good in that department. Then again, you're going to run Fearless Finisher here. and upgrade these to Hall of Fame. Right, same thing with shooting. And then playmaking is going to be a little bit different here. There's going to be a lot less scenarios where you're actually passing the ball to your open man, especially from like not the post. So you're going to actually run dimer on silver. And then with that, you can either put needle threader on silver or post playmaker on Hall of Fame. Obviously, you're not going to need to help your teammates as much because they're pro-am players. You guys are at least competent in terms of being like decent at 2K. So you don't need to give them the biggest boost in the world. But needle threader is actually a decent run in pro-am just because everybody's running zone, everybody has steal. So you're going to be dealing with a lot different types of like defenses, all that stuff. So it's okay to waste badge points here to get a bailout. And then obviously break starter on bronze, just in case they're bad at transition D and you can throw it, but you're not going to want to put it on silver, waste any badge points there. It's a just in case type of thing, just in case the scenario pops up, something like that. Okay, and for defense and rebounding, you're pretty much running this setup here where you have the rebounding on gold, obviously rebound chaser on Hall of Fame, and then rim protector, gold, all this stuff, brick wall. But instead of upgrading your rebounding to Hall of Fame, you're actually going to upgrade interceptor to silver. You have a max wingspan as a 7'2", so you're going to be pretty dangerous in the lanes. If they try to throw any type of entry pass on you, you should be able to steal it, especially if you have good timing. And then for the rest of your badge points, you can put chase down artists either silver or gold, but my suggestion is to put it on silver and then either run post lockdown, pickpocket, or ball stripper, just in case you do face somebody or a team that allows their center to score in a post, or especially if there's somebody who's paint matching you as well, because again, everybody knows how to paint match. Ball stripper, pickpocket, and post lockdown all allow you to strip the ball from them when they're trying to go up. And on that note as well, if you notice that when you're paint matching you're getting stripped a lot, you can get rid of a badge somewhere in finishing and put unstrippable up to silver. You're not going to want to waste a lot of points there, put it 4 points into it, but bronze and silver are pretty much good enough to stop them from getting you on every take. It's going to be a lot more inconsistent. They're going to foul you a lot more. So that's something to think about if you want to run something that's either stop people from paint matching you or stop people from stopping you paint matching. And finally, we're on to the park setup for the badges and takeovers. So you're going to go to your takeovers and actually change it from interior to power backdowns. You're going to be in a lot of situations where you're going up against 6'9s or 6'10s. A lot of people make smaller bigs for the park just so they can shoot and all that stuff. Given that you're 7'2", and if you made the build, especially if you made the build that can't shoot, you're going to want to be insanely lethal in the post. Like, you have to make every single shot you take down there. Otherwise, it's not going to be worth it, and you're going to be selling your team a lot. So again, running that with accelerator. Then we're going to get into the badges here. Similar setup to rec. You're going to be running these on gold again, this on Hall of Fame. You actually probably won't need Lob City Finisher. You can run it, but you probably won't need it. Putback Boss is really good for the park because there's a lot more open space. You're a really fast build, and your chances of actually getting a putback dunk are pretty high, but that's kind of dependent on what type of playstyle you're going for. So you can actually put your last couple of points either in a post hooks on silver and mouse and house on bronze, or mouse and house on silver and then post hooks on bronze. The optimal setup for this is to run something where mouse and house is high just for your park setup, your badge loadout, and then like run with your normal rec one and do something like that. But a lot of situations you're going to be going up against 6'9", 6'10s, all that stuff. So if you see that coming up, switch to this setup, have mouse and house high, and then just press X or square under the basket and you'll win. Then for playmaking, pretty similar here in terms of badge setup, but you're actually going to run dimer on bronze and post playmaker on Hall of Fame. You're going to be standing under the basket a lot. You're going to be in a lot of situations where you're post scoring. and they're going to have to help against you. It's going to be really hard to stop you underneath the basket. So the team's going to have to do something to deal with that. You got post playmaker on Hall of Fame. It's pretty much over with for them. Pretty much identical badge setup across the board here. These 2 extra badges obviously go into post playmaking, so you're not going to be able to get these on silver as well. But in terms of defense and rebounding, you're actually going to want to make sure that all your rebounding stuff is maxed out to make sure that you're pretty much unstoppable when it comes to boards, all that stuff. Your vertical's already really high, so you should be good in that department. And then for the extra badge points here, you can put brick wall on gold, and then use the last one either to get interceptor if you know you're playing a lot of people that are passing the ball. I'm not really sure what the meta is for Park. Or you can put chase down up higher than what it is on silver, because I know that there's going to be a lot of situations where people are moving around a lot. You might have to help, all that stuff. So I'm not really sure what the meta is for Park in terms of like playing an actual big out there, but I know for a fact that you're not going to be as fast as everybody else, and having chase down higher than usual will help you with that. Interceptor might be necessary. It really depends. I know I get a lot of steals, even with my build obviously not being able to get interceptor right now, but it's really all dependent on what you're trying to do with your own defense, what you think your deficiencies are as a player on a personal level, or deficiencies with the build itself and how to compensate for them. So that's going to do it for the badge setup video. If you have any other suggestions like Ron Frazier had, make sure to hit me up in the comments, send me a message, anything like that. You can go to my Twitter or Twitch, anything like that, and if you think of anything, just let me know. Thank you guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, and have a great day.